Hello. This is something you really have to experience. So I'm going to ask you to follow these instructions. I'm going to kind of lay them out here for you. But then I'd like you to actually do what I'm going to show you about here. First of all, find yourself a circle. So I just looked around and I had this stool, and so I have a circle. Now you can print out a circle, you can draw a circle, you can find a plate, I don't know, anything that is circular, doesn't matter the size of it, just get yourself a circle. All right, then what we're going to do is we're going to measure the circle. I was just pausing because I was hoping to hear somebody say, well, what about the circle do you want us to measure? Exactly. You have to be clear on what about the circle. Its area, its perimeter. What do you want me to measure? Its diameter, its radius. What do you want? Well, what I want is the perimeter of this circle. So number one, measure the perimeter of the circle or the circle that you have. Number two, find something else that has the same attribute as perimeter. Now remember, perimeter is a one-dimensional length. If I could grab the edge of this circle and then pull it into a straight line, it would be a one-dimensional measurement. So I need to find something else that has a one-dimensional measurement. Ha! String does. Number three, compare multiplicatively. Now, not just any string. What I'm going to ask you to do is be very particular, because can you imagine somebody could grab a piece of string that's long enough and say, the perimeter of this circle is 1 string long. Or somebody else could just find some little tiny piece of string and go, the perimeter of this thing is like 400 strings long. So to be all consistent, what I would like you to do is no matter what circle you have, make your string this long. Identify the center of your circle. Yeah, pretty good. Grab your string and identify the radius of your circle. Now the radius is the distance from the center to the edge. Now for me, I'm going to be focused on this edge of this thing. It's beveled here a little bit. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm going to focus on the sharp edge right here. So I'm going to mark off a radius length to about there. Okay. Now actually, I'm going to get some, make sure I did that right. I'm going to get scissors and cut it to be just that length for clarity. All right, so now everybody should have a circle, doesn't matter how big, how small, and everybody should have a piece of string that is the length of one radius of your circle. Okay, so what we're going to do is, back to number one, we're going to measure the circumference, the perimeter. By the way, it's the perimeter, but for some reason in history, in the case of a circle, we call the perimeter the circumference. So we're going to measure the circumference or the perimeter of this circle, number one. Number two, find something else that has the attribute of length. The radius of the circle has the attribute of length. Number three, compare multiplicatively. How many copies of that radius length would it take if you were going to measure your way? Now do it very carefully, as accurately as you can. Maybe mark off places as you measure, and when you're done, you should be able to report how many copies of one radius length is the circumference, aka the perimeter of your circle. Go do it, and then record your results in Canvas. I look forward to seeing it.